Sometime, life tests us in ways we never expect, and the choices we make when we think no one is watching can decide our entire future. An old man who had spent his life building wealth through hard work and wisdom lived in a beautiful town. He had a successful business, and he was known across the region, and many respected him for his wealth and fairness. As the years passed, the man began thinking about retirement. He had 2 sons, both grown men now living in the city. One evening, the father called each son separately, so the other would not hear. To the first son he said quietly, "My son, I have worked long enough, and I wish to retire soon. I am sending you money to build me a house in the city where I can live peacefully in my old age." The son nodded with respect. "Build it however you think is best." Later, the father called the second son and told him the exact same thing. Neither knew the other had been given the same task. When the money arrived, the first son immediately began planning. "If my father will spend his final years here," he said to himself, "then it must be the best home I can build." He chose strong materials and a beautiful design. Every detail was chosen with care. Meanwhile, the second son thought very differently. "He is old already," he said to himself. "Why waste so much money building something great when he'll live there only for a short time?" So, he built a simple house, cheap materials, and little effort. "It will do," he said with a shrug. Months later, the father contacted them again. "My sons," he said, "I have another request. Buy me a car so I can travel easily while living there. I have always wanted to own one. I will send each of you money to buy one for me." Once again, each son received the same amount. He went to a beautiful car shop and purchased a beautiful, reliable car. Not flashy, but strong, comfortable, and built to last. But the second son said, "This old man will not live long enough. He spent much of it on himself, and when the time came, he bought some old, worn-out car. It drives," he said. "He'll manage." Months later, the father announced he would visit them in the city. Both sons were excited, though for very different reasons. When the father arrived, he said, "Let us first visit the houses you built for me." They drove to the first son's property. When the father stepped out of the car, he looked around in amazement. Before him stood a beautiful home. Both the second son and father stared in shock, for both had not expected something like this. The father turned to the first son with a gentle smile. "My son," he said, "you built this with love and respect." The father handed him a set of keys. "This house is yours." The son looked confused. "But father, I built it for you." The old man nodded. "And that is exactly why you deserve it." Then they drove to the second son's house. When the father arrived, he saw the cheap walls and careless work. His expression slowly changed. "So this," the father said quietly, "is the home you prepared for me." The second son forced a smile. "Yes, father. It should be enough." The father turned to him with disappointment in his eyes. "My son," he said softly, "this house will also belong to you." The second son looked confused. "But father, you built it for me," the father said, "so it will be your inheritance." Silence filled the air. The father looked at them both and said, "What we build for others often becomes what we inherit ourselves." The way you treat someone when you expect nothing in return reveals your true character, and those who honor their parents often build blessings for themselves. Now, I want to ask you something. If you were one of the sons, how would you have treated your father? And which son do you think truly understood what love and respect mean? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, follow and subscribe for more powerful tales.